Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadushnam Tattvamasyaadilakshmyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones, ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turyatita, in your whole being and doing, manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing with life. Playing with being alive.
Beautifully, Bhagwan spoke. What is power manifestation? Becoming alive. That ups and downs is not the way we manifest our life. Beyond that, there exists a superconscious space, a new species, a breakthrough in each one of us. And that is the science of our manifestation, becoming the new species, who we are. And it's a science because millions have experienced that, and each one of us can have that very experience right now, Bhagavan says. Science of our manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. The pramanas, the evidences, gives us the cognitive shift just by listening to it. Beyond the thinking mind, beyond the right and wrong, what we understand as pain and pleasure, there exists a space which, just by listening to all these pramanas, gives us the cognitive shift to manifest that greater reality of us. The Shastra Pramana, the eternal unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures as Vedas, pure science, Agamas, the applied science. Atma Pramana, the experience and the results of Aptas, the authority of Hinduism. They are the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nainamas, Alvars, Siddhas, Yoginis, Yogis, Rudrakanya, Rudras, Bhairavas, Grahasthas, emperors, all of them manifested powers of Paramashiva, all the powers of Paramashiva. And beautifully they could showcase to the world, living beyond the ups and downs of what they understand as the physical reality. Beyond that, they understood that existential reality was much more real for them, and they manifested the science of our manifestation. Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of our manifestation. Bhagavan plays the Leelas to showcase to us that we can live beyond all this ups and downs, the what we understand as the life, and beyond that there exists a space beyond the delusion as the space of new consciousness, the breakthrough of the God particle manifesting as existential reality. Shakshi Pramana, the experience of the millions of disciple, devotees, followers initiated by Bhagavan into the science of our manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. Bhagavan beautifully says, Whoever comes to the Kailash courtyard is come to my Garbha Mandir, and simply I'll be initiating and manifesting through each one of them all their desire into reality. And so beautifully, Bhagavan Paramashiva is given us the ultimate space to manifest all the powers of Paramashiva when we are in oneness with Paramashiva, doing the small exercises that he has given. How we teach a child of just dropping a coin and teaching them gravitational force, Bhagavan gives the science of our manifestation as a simple workshop to make us go through beyond what we understand as just the outside world and experience the ultimate bliss, ultimate auspiciousness in our life as superconscious breakthrough. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Bhagavan Paramashiva has clearly documented in Avatar Shastra when you manifest powers, what happens to your brain. Your brain simply goes into the thoughtless space and the prefrontal cortex becomes so vivid and so clear, the third eye, the command center, which is responsible for all the discoveries, inventions, and abundance, and bliss, and healing, and much more. The ultimate gets downloaded in you even as birth science, as the existential reality. Now let's go to the Shastra Pramana. The Shastra Pramana for power of will. Bhagavan whole satsang is based on the power of will. He said, I would rather live as God particle and travel beyond what is presented to me in the outer world and experience the breakthrough, but I will never drink anything other than Ganga water. I would go without water but not live anything else. The Shastra Pramana exactly says the same thing. The power of will is from Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.13. Icha Shakti Uma Kumari. His will, Bhagavan Paramashiva says beautifully, his will is the energy of Shiva. It is called Uma. The independent power of Paramashiva, it is called Kumari, the cosmic energy that plays. Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully says, whether you are in successful in outer world or whether you are in failure in the outer world, whether it is predetermined or free will, but the conclusion that you are concluding from the outer world is completely wrong. You are still deluded and you are supplying all the information to be deluded. The God particle, simply you are using that to delude yourself. Like we use the fuel in the car to just keep the AC running or the car running. And we are only manifesting to the level of AC running because we are constantly deluded into our incompletions or our success, but forgetting the fuel itself. Bhagavan beautifully says, whatever we perceive in the outer world, the flaws or whatever you see is still also seen because you have the God particle. Like you can make the Devi herself in the God particle, or you can make something which is of no use and get deluded by it. It is the source material, like a clay dough. You make the clay dough to use, make a doll, or you make a computer, or make a tree. But the source material is clay. Same way, you are made of the God particle, which you can enjoy as the ultimate, or use that to create what you are deluded and pull yourself into more delusion and incompletion. The shadow is seen because there is light. The light does not exist, the shadow does not exist. But chasing the shadow, we'll never be able to catch it or do anything with it. Then we understand that whole life we wasted chasing the shadow. If we wake up to the reality, Paramashiva is real, God particle is real, which is the reason why I can even see the shadow, all the incompletion or even the success. Bhagavan says, even the success that we are seeing is only the success of delusion. Still you are deluded. You are not going beyond the success and the failure to see who you are, who is giving the energy to the success or the failure. Because if you don't look at it, again the success will become one day failure and one day success. The ups and downs of our life will be deluding us completely to keep us consistently into that, and that is what we are doing the whole life. But beyond that, there exists a space. Paramashiva is real. Ramanuja was the greatest saint of the lifetime, where he has beautifully, his guru was suffering from a disease which nobody could heal it, and he went and asked Venkateshwara to heal him. Then his guru called him and said, "Why did you heal me? I took it from my guru so that my guru does not suffer. How can you remove it?" And he goes back to Venkateshwara and says, "I am sorry, please give him back the disease. I did not want him to suffer, but I understood. It is not the suffering that I understand. My guru made me understood that what I perceived as suffering and what I perceived as the beyond the suffering there exists a pleasure is completely wrong." And he surrendered his pleasure and pain at Venkateshwara. His guru made him understand that great science and made him understand Venkateshwara is the ultimate. It is not the physical reality, what we see or what we perceive, what we are enjoying or what we are suffering. Beyond that, there exists a space. Paramashiva is real, the most compassionate space. Once Ramakrishna Paramahamsa asked Swami Vivekananda, "If I give you the nectar of immortality, what would you do?" Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, when asked Swami Vivekananda answered that I would sit in a corner like a bee and drink the nectar. He said, "No, you would jump inside and just get soaked inside, because the whole nectar is immortality. That very source that we are, God particle, is the ultimate. We have to soak ourselves in God particle, come what happens in the outer reality. The more we are in the outer reality, anytime root shock is going to wake us up to the God particle. Instead, we are soaked in the nectar of God particle. Nothing needs to wake us. We are already in the breakthrough, experiencing the ultimate. So, Shiva Sankalpa becomes Mama Sankalpa. His will becomes our will. We become so pure and manifesting the reality. Beautifully from Valmiki Ramayana, Yuddha Khanda, Sarga 116. Greatest Ma Sita demonstrated the power of chastity. The power of chastity happens when you go beyond the hormones up and down. Bhagavan beautifully says, when you are able to go beyond the hormone up and down, you have the power over nature. And simply Sita was in such a beautiful space that nothing disturbed her, nor Rama, nor Ravana, nothing disturbed her. And she proved herself to the planet Earth. She went into the fire in front of everyone to witness that she is so chaste. Nothing burned her, and she was so pure to walk out without any fire. Burn. And fire himself said, "Mata Sita, what could I do to you? You are the most beautiful space." And she was the very nature's daughter. She proved herself that she is so pure, no hormone from that triggered her from outside world, that she proved herself so clearly. Bhagavan says the Siddha goes to the Samadhi when they master the 9 liquids in their body, which is not triggered by the outer world. Like you see a nice snake, you are so scared, or you see a nice dish, your the tongue starts watering. But for Sita, Mata Sita, nothing triggers her, and she is so chaste to hold the space of just pure God particle. When she stood by the God particle, nothing touched her, and she was in such a beautiful space, showing to the humanity how beautiful she lived. And Bhagavan beautifully speaks in the Atma Pramana.
அக்கைக்கு அருந்தியது அற்றது போற்றி உனின். Understand, every time you break a pattern, you get extraordinary powers. In this case, about this eating disorder pattern, if you break your eating disorder pattern, not only you will be free from that pattern, You will have powers to manipulate your body and mind as you want. If you have done at least one D-samyama, then you will know how you can manipulate your body. You can just play with it. You can play with it. All these stupid theories of acidity, diabetes, tiredness associated to food are true as long as you associate them, not otherwise. I was reading in the Facebook, somebody wrote, one of the biggest prison human beings suffer is what others think about themselves. I tell you, no, there is bigger prison, what you think about you. What you think about you is the bigger prison than what others think about you. What others think about you is able to give you suffering because what you think about you gets altered based on what others think about you. If what you think about you stays stably, so what others think about you will never be a prison for you. Because what you think about you is so lucid and lucid. What others think about you becomes a prominent prison. Be very clear. If what others think about you is a prison in which you are stuck, what you think about you is the cell inside the prison where you are stuck. It is much more suffocating. Much more suffocating. What others think about you, if you think that's a prison, what you think about you is a cell inside the prison where you are locked. Please understand. What others think about you impacts only your external life. What you think about you impacts directly your body, your mind. Anybody who has done one D-samyama can just play with their so-called diabetes, so-called gastric or acidity, all problem related to hunger. They can cause miracles. I tell you, most of the concepts the so-called modern medicine is teaching, and what a foolish thing. See, all the ancient systems of living healthy life just by handling your food properly, herbs, leaves, the natural things, is called alternative medicine. What a naming, you see. And swallowing these pills and chemicals and putting you in more and more trouble is called mainstream medicine. Most of our concepts about body and health, I should classify them under a title called stupidopathy. No, really, most of our concepts about health, diet, medicine, medical care, we trust metal more than currency because for ages we have been a metal civilization, not currency civilization. Understand, currency was pushed upon us, on us very recently. Those days, even currency had a value because of the metal in which the currency is made. Currency itself independently did not have a value. The gold with which the coin is made, that gold had a value, not the declaration by the king or the administrator that this is this much valuable. Understand? Trusting only Vaishyas for wealth was our civilization. Now our money is by Kshatriyas, politicians, administrators. Please understand? That is why I am saying your money is not money. Because the person who is going to transact that community, what they value only can be valuable in society. See, when
Beautifully, Bhagwan's explaining how the we are thinking of others thinking about us is like a jail, then we thinking about us is a prison. Precisely, Bhagavan says, how constantly we are deluding ourselves. To get out of the delusion, Bhagavan is giving us the greatest understanding how the God particle is more powerful than what we are seeing. Like we are so worried about the screen, but not understanding that the source, the light, cannot be just stopped by the screen. If you have how much ever you put the screen, the daytime, you know that it is a daytime, the light is there. How much ever clouds cover the sun, you know very clearly it is a daytime and the cloud is also seen because of the sun. All the delusion that we are going through, whether it is good or bad, we are still in delusion. Beyond delusion, there exists a space as energy, as frequency, as God particle, who we are, resonating with the higher frequency, who we are, and simply we can experience that as our reality when we are aligned to the greater science. Here today we are going to do a small workshop understanding this greater reality which takes us beyond the thinking mind. Take two object of either you can have a solid and you can have a temperature thermometer in it, or like this you can have two glasses. The Chakshi Pramana clearly says how the temperature, the water temperature was cool and one of them started becoming warm, and only one was cool and one was becoming warm. All we need is two items. If you don't have a thermometer, or you can have just the thermometer where you can measure the item, whatever the temperature of the item is, and make sure you're measuring at least two times to make sure that it is not any wrong reading, it is coming consistent reading. Always any measurement, take it twice. And absolutely you can do for others, and you can call up a partner, you can do it at a distance, or you can keep it in your plate at right in front of you. It can be solid or liquid, doesn't matter. You're going to increase the temperature. So don't bring something hot and make it cool and record the temperature. Make sure it is the room temperature, and from the room temperature, whether it's going up or down, you can note down, that is perfectly fine. Now, let's get into the beautiful space of oneness beyond what is going to happen, whether the success of manifesting the power or failure. We are not going to be thinking about that itself. We are going to be residing. Paramashiva is real, consciousness is real. Whatever is going on in our life is still a delusion. What you see in your dream is the same material right now also you're experiencing. Beyond this material, there exists a space. Paramashiva is real. Consciousness is real. Hold that as the ultimate. And simply you will experience from the materialistic world into more and more. How your body is so fit, you forget the body. Like Bhagavan says, if your shoe fits, you forget your leg, or the belt fits, you forget your hip, or the hat fits, you forget your head. Same way, when you are in fit with Paramashiva, the God particle, everything is forgotten. You experience as a energy, as a frequency, who you are, the real you, start experiencing the ultimate. That is by disappearing into Bhagavan's lotus feet, by unclutching again and again in emotion, in thoughts, in words, in actions, in everything, and sitting very, very still and experiencing the deep samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, by chanting the Mahavakya intensely with a deep listening. When you start chanting with a deep listening, you start manifesting Paramashiva as your existential reality. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya to experience the power of will. Do not try to peek or look or think. Very clearly say how Bhagavan says, I am consciousness. I am Paramashiva. I'm sitting with 25 heads, 75 eyes, and 50 hands. I am experiencing Paramashiva. Nothing touches me. I am unclutched. I am in the space of just pure space of oneness. And nothing is going to be now my reaction. No obsessive compulsive reaction from my side. All the gut bacteria, tell them to wait outside till you finish the manifestation, that you have power of will to only hold Paramashiva in your space, melt in Paramashiva, disappear in Paramashiva, dissolve in Paramashiva. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya with a deep oneness, with a deep listening.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's spirit manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the power in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's spirit manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the power in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's spirit manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's spirit manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Beautiful. Whatever you have experienced now, go ahead and verify the thermometer whether the temperature has raised. Beautifully, Bhagavan says his yoga guru, he used to take him early in the morning, like 4 o'clock, and it used to be freezing cold, and you have to go to a temple tank and take bath. And he never liked it, Bhagavan says. He plays the Leela to showcase the power of manifestation. His yoga guru would touch 4 points in the water, and only that area will become warm when he is taking bath. Such a beautiful space. And his yoga guru was so profound. He would take water inside his mouth, and through his nose, ice cubes would just come out. And he would just touch a pot of water and put the food in it, rice in it, and simply touch it. And immediately it will have the power more than the solar power or electrical power. It would become hot and it will cook also immediately. Such a possibility lies in all of us. Paramashiva, God particle, is there. Bhagavan beautifully says, even if you see the shadow, you know that the light in you is giving the shadow, and shadow is not what you are, but the light itself. And you start looking at the light, you become the self-effulgent light. Even the shadow is nothing but nothing related to you. It is the gut bacteria which is throwing all the tantrums, whether it is celebrating or whether it is putting you into the cunning space. It is not you. When you detox the body completely, you will be functioning without the tiredness, without the boredom, without all these ups and downs, in such restful awareness, creating all the possibilities in your life. Just like that, understanding Paramashiva is real. The They lived in such a chaste way because there was no toxin in the body, and one decision to live beyond all the hormones up and down was simply possible. Bhagavan says if they put Padmasana, they are in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. It was such simple for them because they detox their body completely without any parasites or the bad bacteria which is in the gut, because 90% of your thoughts are run by them. It is not you. And when you remove that, you know that who you are is not them. It is Paramashiva, it's the God particle, which is more powerful, fifth force than the nuclear force. And you're so powerful. That's why Bhagavan says, even for 1 second you experience me, I will simply flood you with all the auspiciousness and abundance in your life. It like even 1 minute you give this steering wheel to Bhagavan, you will experience the ultimate. We are searching for the steering wheel, where it is. It doesn't matter. You just have to go and sit at the back and experience. Paramashiva is going to drive your life. His sankalpa is your sankalpa, his will as your will. And then everything is free will, and beyond the free will that you can experience, beyond the predetermined and free will, there exists a space of Paramashiva is real. And that experience is the ultimate. Bhagavan says, when you look for the ultimate, you will manifest ultimate as your life. As long as you run behind the world in all the delusion, good or bad, you are going to be caught in it. And you're going to be again and again deluded into believing that is true. Beyond that, there exists a vastness, the force that is much, much greater to manifest ultimate reality, eternal reality. And that is the God particle in you, which is even making you listen now or experience what you're going through right now. And let's have one more cycle to clearly stand with the God particle. It is not your expectation outside or it's your decision outside. Nothing is needed. All you need to do is disappear into Paramashiva by deep surrender of all your identities and deep will that Paramashiva should be real. Nothing other than that matters in my life. How you go to sleep. Even if your leg is amputated, you are in the deep sleep just like a small baby. Because you're very clear that you want to experience the bliss in the deep sleep. Same way you can decide, I can experience in the waking state as Nirvikalpa Samadhi right now. And you can just unclutch from everything, holding only Paramashiva as your reality. You are not just the body, you are consciousness. Go in and manifesting the powers of Paramashiva deeply by deep listening. Namaha Vakya.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's spirit manifest in all our burdens. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our burdens. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's spirit manifest in all our burdens. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Beautiful. Please go ahead, open your eyes and take the temperature of the object and share it in the social media tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is the Kailash Kotyard Manifesting Power Group. Enriching and causing is part of power manifestation. It is not some favor we are doing to anybody, it is a favor we are done to ourselves. These exercises are complete only when you share your experience from the satsang, from the initiation, from the power manifestation, and from the manifesting powers, how it has transformed you to the Paramashiva space. And you start recognizing that space is sharing with the world. Go on enriching and causing and thank Bhagwan with a deep gratitude, thanking Bhagwan that all this power manifestation that he's showering, initiation, powerful cognition that he's showering on all of us. Go ahead and thank Bhagwan and thank all of you in all the social media, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva with simple integrity and simple obedience, daily routine of manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. If you see the $sign at the end of the chat in YouTube, you can go ahead and contribute to Kailasa. This beautiful space that you contribute is building the Kailasa in your inner space. Nothing from outer world you get out of donating this offer. This whatever you're offering, it is only building more and more Kailasa space in your inner space. With that deep gratitude and thanking Bhagwan and deep earning, Paramashiva is real in my thought, word and action, and seeing everything as Paramashiva as my reality. Holding this powerful cognition, let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu Om Nithyanandam.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Shivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om
ultimate divine descends in human body and expresses its extraordinary powers and experiences playfully. Sundareshwara is the embodiment of this statement. He is not Shiva as you understand, sitting in the Himalayas, frozen in the ice, in Samadhi. Sundareshwara is an artist with tremendous heart, ready to listen to human sufferings, ready to bend for human emotions,
ultimate divine, the sons
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Paramashivoham.